Hey, we're here to look at plays. Let's go! Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 5 Play Friday, the show where we take a look at plays, analyze all of the things so we can get better as basketball officials. Greetings again, everybody. My name is Greg Austin with A Better Official. We craft video to help basketball officials get better and take control of their officiating career. Today, we're going to look at 5 plays so that we can get better as basketball officials. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to get started right away and take a look at play number 1. All right, a simple screening play from a couple of years ago, so our mechanics are a little bit older here, but two-person officiating, right, in the trail's primary coverage area, screening action at the top of the key. We have an illegal screen by rule. So one of the things we want to emphasize on this play, what are we doing here? We're in the first half. We are in front of the defensive coach. When we have illegal screens, we want to clean that up. Is the offended coach going to see the illegal screen and perceive it? Yes, they are. So we have to be aware of that. On this play, it's pretty straightforward. Our screener extends an elbow and a shoulder into the opponent, giving up their legal screening position. To do that, simple foul. We have a switch, right? Switching all fouls situation where we have the long switch. We have old school mechanics. This, again, was from a few years ago. This would be replaced now with the behind the head signal to avoid confusion. But we designate the spot. We do the switch. We report. Everything's good. Obvious foul. Simple play. One of the things we want to emphasize on this play, though, is screening action in the first half will not be missed by the offended coach, right? One of the things we have to do when we take the court and we are is emphasize the fact that what are the things that we want to clean up early, and one of them is screening, right? Screening, hands on ball handlers, freedom of movement issues, post play, etc. These may be issues that we want to address early in the game. Right, so always be aware of screening action early in the game in front of the defensive coach. They will not miss the play. Good. Right. So that was a simple and straightforward play. Paul, a Bay Area official, recognizing the offended coach here. Right. So one of the things, Chris, on this play is we may, pregame, hey, we want two officials helping on screening action. Of course, the trail really has no opportunity in this, the lead rather, really has no opportunity to assist in it's not a coverage area where they could really provide anything unless it came. I don't think they could ever provide anything. So what we have to do in that two-person scenario or in a remote part of the court is we're going to have to say, I know that I have to officiate all this action. I'm not going to get any assistance from anybody else based on the circumstances. Our game. Yeah, so Jared says likes the block signal indicating, right? It's an obvious foul, right? When it comes to reporting, NFHS reporting, I believe the guidance is to give the appropriate signal, which would be now a team control foul signal, if necessary, provide clarification about what the foul is, whether it was a hold, a block, a push, etc. In this situation, I don't know that we need that clarification, but maybe our calling official has that that mechanic, that approach built into their game. Yeah. All right. One play down. A simple screening play, two-person mechanics. Let's move on now to play number 2. All right. Again, now we have three-person mechanics. Again, this is first half action in front of the defensive coach. The defensive coach will not miss illegal screening action, right? We just have to be aware of that fact. So on this play, this is a dribble handoff play, and the defender on the play is screened illegally by the player passing here. That is illegal screening action, and something that we have to address. One of the first things we have to do is when we have to recognize when a team is running dribble handoff action, that gives us an opportunity to raise our antennas and be more aware that we may have situations with illegal screening. We need to make a judgment about whether there's a switch that occurs in anticipation of the dribble handoff, right, which may make the subsequent action incidental contact. But in this play, this is illegal screening action on a dribble handoff, and we need to put a whistle on this play. And again, our coach sees the action. He sees the illegal action and is, less than happy that it's not called. If we could do a couple things here and look at the position of the officiating, of the crew, our trail's in great position to see this play. In three-person, we could say, hey, let's make screening action multiple officials, two-official play. Could the lead have done anything on this play to improve their position? Right, so we've got action in the post, but the lead official is looking out at the ball handler. We'd want to mirror the ball, right? So we want to step out sooner as opposed to being in a closed down position and looking out, right, away from the players in our primary. If we were wider, let's say on the N, at least on the Spartans here on the N line, the letter N, right, we'd want to move out and anticipate. If we are going to help officiate on this play, we'd want to put ourselves in a better position to officiate the players in our primary as well, right? And that would be accomplished by moving out toward the sideline on this play. Yeah. Despite seeing the action, maybe the lead official said, that's my partners to live and die with. I would think that if we have illegal screening there, we would put a whistle on the play, even if from the lead, even if it came late. Something to be aware of there. But when we analyze our game video, of course, we want to look at what are our habits and fundamentals, right? The lead here, if they're going to get a look at that play, they need to move their body so that they're in better position to officiate, right? And if we recognize, I didn't do a good job on this play, I can improve in this situation, in my decision-making about putting a whistle on the play, but mostly in my positioning, right? How can I see the players in my primary coverage area, keep officiating them, but be aware of what's going to happen next? Because obviously, this play is potentially coming at us, etc. So room for improvement by the lead here, an obvious foul that's not missed by the crew. Subsequent action is interesting, whether that's a foul. Our center official does a great job of stepping down to anticipate the shot, but do we have an unofficiated play in the lane? Not our focus today when we're looking at plays. The screening action here deserved a whistle. That was an illegal action on the dribble handoff, and our crew missed that call, and our coach, of course, did not miss seeing that the illegal activity occurred because it occurred in first half action when it's right in front of them, right? So an area for improvement for us as a crew, something we could do better. And that's why we're here to look at plays, analyze all the things, see how what the officials on the court do, see how that impacts our personal approach to officiating, our movement on the court, how we handle similar plays, give us a look at plays so that we can say, oh yeah, okay, I see that. That's part of my catalog. I can recall that play when I have something similar in my game, and that way we can all get better together. Awesome. Oh, awesome. All right. 2 screening plays in the books, both first half action in front of the defensive coach. Let's take a look at play number 3. All right, a great play to look at. 3-person officiating mechanics, gray area coverage between trail and center, what our habits and fundamentals are on a play like this, right? We have the ball in the trail's primary. Let's go here. Really straightforward. The ball is in the trail's primary. We have a closely guarded count. Here in California, only while holding the ball on the girls' side. Player starts to dribble away, right? And this is always going to be the weak point in our officiating and 3-person mechanics, is the movement from a player from a primary coverage area into another official's primary coverage area, and the communication that we have between the crew. And that's what we'd really look at on this play, I think. Right? And now the ball is in the center's primary, but our center is giving no indication that, hey, I've got this play now, especially when the player picks up the ball. We'd expect the center to take a step and turn their body and make it obvious to anybody looking at the action that the center is now officiating the play, signaling to the trail, hey, I've got this, you can officiate something else. But in the interim, we have screening action at the top of the arc with an extended leg, an obvious illegal screen on the play. And no whistle on the play from any of the 3 positions. Obviously, our lead could definitely come get this. If you are the lead official here, you are in a closed down position. You need to be aware of what you can officiate. They do have post-action, passive post-action set up on both sides in the lane. But we miss this obvious foul. If we watch our center's head on this play, right? Once this player is in this position picking up the ball, we would certainly expect the center has picked up this play, but no. And then we have this action here, an obvious extended leg. Obvious, really obvious, right? Slender player with long legs, right? And a player displaced by the illegal contact. We could come get this very, very late from any of the 3 positions on the floor. But in the end, no call on that play, right? So, again, this is an obvious foul, an obvious screening foul, right? We can come get this from any of the positions on the court, and we should get this from any of the positions on the court. At the same time, clips like this show us, okay, there was an obvious foul, and we had no call. What was going on with our positioning and our crew communication, etc., that led to a no call, right? And in the end, that is why we are here, right? We are here to take things from the videos that we see and say, what are the things that are displayed here? What is the weak link? What caused the mistake or the no call when there should have been a call to be made? And how can I learn from that? What can I take? How can I avoid that? How can I be better, etc. Right? And if we see mistakes made elsewhere and we can learn from those mistakes without making the mistakes ourselves, we're way ahead of the game. We appreciate that. So a great clip for analyzing trail center communication, obvious foul. We give license. We can come get this at any point from any official on the court. And that's what we take from this play. Love it. Love this play. With that, all right, 3 great plays in the book. We are learning and looking at all of the things. Let's take a look at play number 4. The hammer is put down, right? We need to look at this play, make a judgment. We've got a trail again in 3-person on an island here. This would be tough for another official to come in and contribute on this play, just relative to where it is on the court. We need to make a judgment about whether this screening action is legal. We've got a player who runs into the screen, falls to the floor. Is this a foul? Is this a legal play? Is this poor communication by the defense? But we have a large player, strong player, setting a screen. Time and distance are relevant on this play, right? Time and distance on this play says 1 or 2 steps, and important in that equation is the speed of the player moving, right? If a player is moving at a high rate of speed, the distance may need to be wider. If the player is moving at a slow rate of speed, in this instance, right, this player is given time and distance to avoid the screen. It is torso contact, and the player is displaced, but this is legal screening action. You could probably hear the blue coach down at the other end saying, call out the screen, right? Something like that. Every displaced player on a foul is not, or on a screen rather, is not a foul, and that's what we have on this play. Good job by the trail official, right? There's no embellishment of their perception of the play, etc. This is just like, that's legal. Yeah, I like it. But that's a legal screen by rule on this play. That's what I have. 4 plays in. Play number 5. Coming up, let's take a look at play number 5. All right, 3-person mechanics, inbounds play. So many good things here, right? There's a lot of good things, especially for a new official, newer to 3-person, etc. So we have a play, inbounds play, ball goes to the top of the arc. Our inbounder, the thrower in, pauses, makes a move to the outside, screening action, sets up the 3-point try for goal. This is a super common set that teams run. The thrower will become the player who the play is designed for. We need to know that as the administering official here at lead. But let's do what we do. Let's look at all of the things on this play. Okay, first off, let's go here. Try goes in. All right. So what is the position of our crew here? I'd say this looks pretty good. Our trail mirrors the chop and is looking at the on-ball matchup, right? Now you could say, well, this is in the lead's primary and this is the lead's play. But if we're aware of that, we can see whether or not the lead is officiating this play. And it does not appear that they are, right? So one of the things we like to emphasize is our position at lead. And what we talked about previously in the show today about in position to transition our eyes, right? We won't be able to look from situation to situation if we're in a weak position, if we have a weak angle of our body, right? So you will see many officials at lead in high school working in a closed down position with their shoulders closed to the court, right? Because they're like, no, that's not my primary coverage area, so I don't want to see that. I don't want to give any false signals about who's officiating what, etc. But we put ourselves in a weak position to officiate the game. If we were wider here, if we were on the eye and we had 45-degree angle shoulders at lead, we'd be able to see our primary coverage area. We'd be able to see the thrower. We'd be able to see the matchup that's in our primary coverage area here when the ball is inbounded. So let's move forward. Right now the trail has a on-ball matchup. What do? Position adjust. Obvious illegal screening action. Unofficiated. 3-point try on the play, right? So we have obvious illegal screening action, unofficiated on the play. I'd say the position of our lead here is the fundamental culprit there. If the lead was on the eye and had their body open to the court, they would not miss this foul. But if we put ourselves in a position where we're saying, I don't want to see some part of the court, I don't want to communicate to my crew I'm officiating or aware of some part of the court so we don't have crew confusion, we're doing ourselves a disservice here, right? So wider as lead. Could the trail have got this? I think we have a transition of the eyes situation. Let's take a look. Right, have our potential 3-point shooter here, step down. Come on, trail. What do you mean? That's an obvious foul. Trail can come get that. If the lead's not going to get it, the trail can come get that. I think we let the play down in this situation. Right? But a great review of positioning during throw-ins, being aware, what do we anticipate is going to happen during the throw-in? A significant percentage of throw-in plays under the basket, on the end line, in the front court, the ball will return to the thrower, right? So as lead, I need to be aware of that and anticipation of that and put my body in the best position for the subsequent action on the play. Awesome. 5 plays in. Well, that's it. What? Time for a bonus play? Let's take a look at one more screening play. This is a good one. Super tough play. Super tough. Excellent. But a great play to look at in terms of our crew positioning, who's officiating what, etc. Is this a legal play? Is this a foul on the offense? Is this a foul on the defense? This is a super tough play. Real time. Let's take a look at all the things. All right. Our screener sets up. This is a moving opponent, moving at a slow rate of speed, does not see the screener. Our screener is wide, but takes torso contact and also, I think, a little head contact on this play. I think our players bump faces. Screener is displaced. And a foul on white 15 is ruled in this instance. We are in bonus, and bonus free throws will be attempted. Identifying our shooter here is obviously going to be important as well. If we take a look at the center official on the play, something that we'd want to see from our center official here, let's take a look. Right? Open to the court. Moving slow, right? We could do a side shuffle here, or as she is doing on this play. Excellent. We're looking across. I would anticipate that they would pick up this screener, as we know this train wreck's about to happen situation. Maybe this team had been doing screening action in the backcourt against a pressing team, right? In this instance. But overall, that's excellent position. I'd expect her to be looking right at the play. But the trail is the one that has the whistle. Is this legal screening? Boy, oh boy. Within the visual field, again, referring to our previous play, the angle that the player is moving at is going to be the key factor in determining that. Right? She is moving obliquely on this play. And the screener should be in their visual field, right? We look at the shoulder angle, right? The shoulder angle of the defender, that should be in her visual field. Does not see it. Nobody calls out the screen. Player's displaced. Pushing through the screen is ruled. Defensive foul. Bonus free throws for the offended player who's on the floor. That's a really tough play. Really tough in real time. As center on this play, you would definitely want to have an opinion. That's your job on this play, is those players outside of the primary matchup. Especially if the team had done this kind of action previously in the game, we want to be super aware of that play. Hey, thanks for joining us today for 5 Play Friday. I hope there was value provided. Before we go, please allow me a moment to thank those who fuel the show, our tremendous show supporters: Dan Cannon, Vincent Wright, Eladio Villanueva, DeMarco Moore, and Tom Hickey. Much appreciated and much love. If you want to support the show, you can always head to abetterofficial.com/coffee. I'll put a link above. We've got additional video content available here. Make your choice. Choose wisely. And we'll see you in the very next one. Take care, everybody.